Dice Age is made possible thanks to the support of our patrons. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal Empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lays within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play D&D podcast. My name is Jack, and with me as always are wonderful heroes. Would you all go around and please introduce yourselves?
Hey, it's AJ, and I play Edgar Wood, the half-Asori blood hunter.
I'm Alice Rose, and I play T, the Elven Sorceress.
Hey, I'm Mitchell, and I play Essa Reyes, the Human Rogue.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm playing Tauros, your Tiefling Paladin.
Hey guys, I'm Trey, and I'm playing Oberon, Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander Claudius II? Maybe? Your drow fighter?
So, a lot of stuff happened in the last episode. AJ, as our resident recap writer, I'm sure you came up with a really cool and creative thing to help key people in to what they missed out on previously.
Yeah. Well, this is the time of year. It's November. The United States, that means Thanksgiving is coming up, right? And I thought it'd be a really great opportunity because it really feels like we're ending a big chapter in this Dice Age crew with all of our Aven adventurers as they are possibly leaving the Empire for the last time. So I thought maybe it'd be a good idea that we all go around and recap the episode by kind of giving thanks for the stuff we're really grateful for from the last episode. Something just really wholesome, nice as we think about all the really good stuff and none of the bad things, because nothing bad happened last episode. And I guess I could start.
Okay.
I am really thankful for Edgar having such a great support system. He got to have some really meaningful, deep conversations with his mom, as he said goodbye, possibly for the last time, but he promised to try to make it not the last time, and for rekindling a relationship with his old academy friend Kanasha, who also is apparently in the rebellion. So Edgar has a lot to be thankful for.
I am thankful for, T's little found family that she has, and the scry-proof rooms at Chevra's, where she had a touching goodbye with Cammy that ended in a cute little smooch as tensions rose. So that was really sweet, and I'm thankful for that.
Guess I'll go next. I'm thankful for Essa getting to have a little moment with his mom, finally fully tapping into his medium abilities and really just kind of accepting a part of him that he had locked away himself for a very, very, very long time. And having just a real sweet moment with his mom where he promised to start doing the right thing once again.
Look at these guys out here talking about their own characters. I'm thankful for a little unsung hero. Elda Loomis really came through in the last episode. You know, she really helped Taurus through a really tough time, especially after seeing some really fucked up shit down in those catacombs and talking to an angel Femora who was like, "Hey, if you want to switch like paladin oaths, I mean, I could kind of help you out." And he was really questioning himself, and he went to Elda and was like, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to leave." She was like, "It's okay. I'm like your mom. I love you, buddy." And he was like, "Okay, I love you too." And he was able to leave kind of on a very good note. He kicked off his boots. He was out of there, and I'm thankful for her.
All right, and you know what? I'll say I'm pretty thankful for Baphomelia. Because as a DM, one of the greatest joys that I have is info dumping just a bunch of lore just all over the place that like I've been sitting on since I created this setting, and that I've just been waiting to just blast you all over with. So that was something I really enjoyed getting to do.
Really thankful for that story we got of the god love as well. That was super sick. When
Right.
that was
Yes.
dropped.
That was
The
awesome.
big secret that Maka and Femora were deeply in love with each other, and that actually, it doesn't make sense for Femora to have been the one to have killed Maka because of that.
Guys, this was really nice. All right, I think we could go ahead and get started with the
Wait,
episode, right?
wait, what? Are we just
Oh,
gonna ignore everything else?
Are you still here?
Yes.
Or are you
I
okay?
Um,
I thought we weren't going to be keeping. Oh, okay, I guess.
no,
All right.
no, no.
Hey guys, real quick
Some
before he
somehow
starts, I do have a box of tomatoes just in case anyone
Good, good.
wants. As he's
Good,
talking,
good.
here you go.
Yep.
Geez, I'm confident maybe two of you could actually reach me with those tomatoes, so I know I'm pretty safe.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's true.
So Oberon had a really heartwarming, touching moment with Annie, where he revealed her options to her, and through purely honest means,
Son of a bitch.
was gave her options, and she was able to make her decision, and her decision was to sacrifice her magic and flee the empire. Um, and then after that, Oberon went back to his family's house and made the final parts of a plan that he's been thinking about since they were given the solution to Annie's problem, and made it deal with his father so that he would stay behind in the empire in order to buy the party time and convince his grandfather to not pursue the rest of the party, which he did. So all's well that ends well.
All right, guys,
Oh,
one of
and
these has
Castor's
to
there
hit.
now.
One of these tomatoes has to hit. Come on,
I don't
somebody,
know.
please.
I don't know
I'm
if I can do it,
trying.
man.
I'm trying.
All right. Well, as we
Oh
all.
God.
Hey, good job, Mitchell. There we go.
Good job.
Yeah.
So now that the produce has been thrown, the cap has been reed, it's time to return to the world of Elmera. Okay, so I know that probably what everyone wants to do is to jump straight to where the party is now, having just had the illusion spell break over what was thought to be Oberon, but turned out to actually be Castor. But instead, we're gonna jump back to the city of Avon. Um, Oberon, uh, you have just successfully bought your friend's time. You've successfully not been murdered by your grandfather. What's next? What's the plan?
Oberon, after he leaves his grandfather's like study, he heads back home And at some point, he kind of like just reaches out and almost like he would pet Woon, who was beside him. Instead, his hand just like goes through empty air. And after that happens, his hand kind of just like clenches and he just cuts off into an alleyway. And once he's in there, he's just going to like lay his head on like the foundation. What what to do now? It would be really good to have thought about that before this happened.
Right, yeah, because you did the almost impossible and managed to tell your grandfather off without getting killed by him. So I can imagine Oberon having a little trouble putting together his next
Oh,
steps, but
Oberon was fully expecting to be dead right now.
mhm.
Um, so he's just going to like look. Well, and he just kind of like stiffens up. Let's see if I can make my way back. And he's going to begin heading back to the Claudius Manor.
Yeah, after it's a short walk. Your father's home is not very far from where your grandfather lives, in the aristocratic quarter of the city. Um, you return home and find your father, and he looks up at you like a mixture of relief and surprise seeing you back here. He says, "Is it? Are you? What happened?"
I bought time. He's not going to search for her, at least not right now.
It's good, but I can't imagine you got out of that unscathed.
I can no longer bear the name of Claudius.
Your
I'm
father,
sorry, Father.
yeah, your father looks he looks upset, but like looks at you with like this expression of pity, but you also do catch like a hint of pride in it. Uh, and give me an insight check real quick, actually. That's a 27 on the insight check.
As a 27, I forgot to turn off rolls to GM, but that is a 27.
Yep. So yeah, that's you pick up. So there is that like hint of pride, like I said, but that pride, what you get is a sense of him having pride in you and a little bit of shame in himself. But like this pride is coming from a place of my son did something that I could never have done in standing up to OG Claudius and actually putting yourself in such dangerous position to help your friends and your family. And he takes a deep breath and says, "Well, that is a terrible shame, a terrible loss. But know this, no matter what he says," and he like puts a hand on your shoulder, "you are always my son." And he oh, go ahead.
Oberon at that point, like, just hangs his head and, like, a couple of tears definitely fall from his eyes.
Yeah, your dad sweeps you up into a hug, or not sweeps you up. You're both grown men, but like,
Gives a hug.
gives you a hug, and then like, you can feel him kind of shake a bit as he like weeps, and it seems like it's just like that 27 insight lets you know like this is more of like a pressure valve just unloading like
Mhm.
all of that tension and anxiety is like starting to
Just
have
leaking out.
some relief. And he
Yeah.
says, "Well, I imagine you would want to rejoin your friends then.
I'm I'm scared, Father. Once they figure out what this was, he just kind of gives a sigh. But you never taught me to run from my responsibilities, and I have a responsibility to this group.
Yeah, he nods and leads you to the teleportation circle. Um, it takes a couple hours to reset it, recharge it, um, but he does so, and soon it's up and running, and you stand in the center of it. He looks at you and says, "You are so brave. And even if they are going to be upset with you, absolutely, when they see you again. But I know that they will appreciate what you've done for them because I deeply, deeply appreciate what you have done for me." And he goes and activates the teleportation. That energy is swirling around. You feel that kind of lurch in your stomach that comes whenever you teleport. And suddenly you feel like this sizzling, burning sensation on your hand. You look down and you see a curse that you didn't see him land, but you know instantly is from your grandfather. Crackles to life and starts like spreading up your hand and through your body. And you hear in your head, your father sees it too, but he can't stop the spell. And then you hear, "Well, boy, I am not going to kill you, but don't think you're getting out of this unscathed." And just before your father can call out to you, you feel your consciousness cut out.
Oh.
Uh, I'm going to make a roll.
Mm. A roll for what, Jack?
Oh, you'll see. All right. Okay. So, Oberon,
Mm-hmm.
it's pitch black. You're unconscious. As you regain consciousness, the first thing you notice is that you're cold. And not a cold you have ever felt before. This is true, rigid coldness. No winter that you ever experienced in the Empire was ever as cold as this. And as you open your eyes, it takes you a minute. You blink, thinking that your eyes are just unfocused, but you look out and you see nothing but barren white landscape all around you. Snow, ice, very little hills, no signs of any landmarks. You have no idea where you are. The only thing you do know is that you are rigid, cold, as this icy wind runs through, and it feels as if it slices right through your body. You are not wearing clothes for this weather. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
All right, with a 15,
15.
you just avoid a point of exhaustion. However,
Okay.
as you look around, you see that you have no idea where you are. You have no idea how you'll find shelter or take care of yourself. And you have no idea if you'll ever be able to get back to the Empire where you've never left. And so now we're going to return to the party.
Woo!
Alright, bye, Trey.
The
It's nice
episode,
playing with you.
the episode ends there. Goodbye. Genuine panic now. Please keep that in.
What else say?
Just like,
I just said no.
Just
all right. So the rest of you guys, you find yourselves at the edge of the Linnaean forest, as you knew you would appear. However, unlike what you knew, Oberon is not here. Woon is here. Annie is here. And in Oberon's place stands the red dragonborn Castor Pollux.
He would be standing if Edgar did not immediately tackle him to the ground.
Give me an
Isn't Castor like fucking huge?
This is a contested athletics check.
Okay.
They spend most of their free time fighting for fun, so
15.
he's got a chance.
Well, Castor rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
so
never
his
mind.
Buddy.
so his plus 10 to athletics doesn't help him. So yeah, Castor looks surprised as you go to tackle him. It seems like maybe he didn't realize the illusion would wear off so quickly, and you have him pinned to the ground. He goes,
What the fuck is happening?
Explain now.
It'll be easier for me to explain if your elbow's not up against my lungs.
I barely move it off. It is still right there, but just a little bit of space is provided.
He coughs and says, I understand that you all are upset. And I'm not telling you to not be. He says, like, looking at you, Edgar, like, Oberon knew that even without her magic, Annie would still be... So here's a question. Because Oberon hasn't told Annie that it's her grandfather that's been chasing after her yet.
Oh.
Would he have conveyed this to Castor and his father?
He would have conveyed that she didn't know and that he would like for her to be in a safe place before she knew.
Gotcha. He says, even with the protection given of sealing away her magic, Oberon knew that, and he looks at Annie, the one who is trying to use her would not stop at knowing that she had no magic. And I think you know this, he says, looking to you, Edgar, is a brutal man who does not take defeat or slights easily. Oberon came to us and told us that he had planned to go to see him, tell him what had happened, and to threaten to expose his designs to the public if he would pursue us, if he would pursue you and Annie. He knew that if he told any of you that that's what he was going to do, you either would have tried to stop him or would have insisted on going with him.
As he's talking at that point, I slam him back into the ground, like I pull him up and pull him back into the ground at that point. You're a fucking coward. Did she know?
Oberon has asked that we not tell her until we're in a place that's safer.
So you're fucking telling me you allowed him? I expected this from him, from his goddamn father. You allowed him to make a decision that's going to impact her life, our lives, and now your life without talking to his party, without talking to his group. If this was your fucking party, would you have let that happen? Would you have been okay with that, Castor?
If this was my party, I would die 100 times if it meant that it would keep the rest of my party safe.
And if you knew someone else in your party was going to do that, what would you do?
I would die with him.
If you had the choice, if you were given the fucking choice, and you decided with him, with his dad, that we did not get a choice here, and you did not let Annie get a choice here.
Edgar.
Annie looking right now.
Annie's looking horrified. She's weeping inconsolably. And he looks to you, Edgar, and says, Edgar, how does it help Annie for both of you to be dead?
Doesn't fucking matter. We make these choices together. Everything we've done, we've been in countless situations already where shit has hit the fan and things were going to happen, but we made those choices together. And you allowed him to pull some bullshit that's going to change everything for us without letting us know.
Do you think that you could have evaded him without giving any piece of blackmail
And
to stop
I just slam him back down. I don't give a fuck. If that's what Oberon wanted to do, he could have goddamn told us. We listen to each other, Caster. I might have fucking hated it, but if he was gonna go with it, he was gonna go with it. But we deserved to know.
That caster is going to like kind of, he's been staring dead on with you this entire time, and then says, at this moment, like he kind of breaks eye contact, looking away, and says, I understand. But I swore an oath to keep the members of the Claudius family safe, and I have done my duty.
That's exactly why you're a fucking coward.
If that is
How do we know this worked? How do we know her great granddad isn't coming right now, huh?
You say her great granddad, and like
Oh,
immediately Annie like freezes up.
Shit.
Does she make any noise?
No noise, but like I'd say you wouldn't be able to notice this because all of your attention is focused straight
Yeah.
onto Caster. Everyone else can see that like Annie was like weeping and now is just stock still. And
He is going to go over to her in like a wordless comfort,
Mhm.
like not interrupting this conversation, but being there for her.
She doesn't even acknowledge that you're there.
I'd imagine.
Like it looks like she's in shock or something right now.
If I notice a change in Caster's face when this happens,
I'm gonna roll a perception check with disadvantage for Caster because you're kind of all up in his grill right now, dog.
yeah.
So
I mean, when I say that, is there a change in Caster's?
oh, when you say
Yeah.
her great grandfather,
Yeah.
yes, like immediately, like he like looks to where Annie was,
Mhm.
and like glares at you, and then says, sorry, Jack has to collect his thoughts a second.
Yeah, this is wild.
Says, in the event that the person, he says, looking at you,
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? No. He said he was going to tell her everything, then she chooses. What the fuck is this?
He didn't.
like kind of sets his jaw, clenches his jaw, and just goes, very well. In the event that Regulus Claudius does not instantly murder Oberon for the crime of defending his sister, his father would let me know via a sending spell, and that he would teleport him here as soon as he could.
I go over to Annie. I get off of him and I go over to Annie. I'm sorry, Annie. I thought he told you.
She's just completely no words and is just like Caster gets up.
Or also kind of give him like a firm hand to kind of pull him up.
Mm-hmm. And says, well, now it's out in the open. And as he like kind of sighs, he like perks up like he's hearing something, and then says, well, you'll have your chance to speak with him soon. Oberon returned safely to the Claudius estate.
Thank God.
Edgar has not moved from Annie's side at
Mhm.
any point during this.
So I guess we make camp just inside the trees?
Yes.
Wait for Oberon?
That would be the best course of action at this moment. All right. You all get to work setting up camp. Annie still has said nothing. And would Edgar get in the way of Castor approaching Annie?
Edgar has not at any point left Annie's side. He would glare at him and let Annie know Castor's approaching. But if Annie wants to talk to Castor, Annie can talk to Castor.
Right. Well, Castor is going to stand next to Annie as as camp is being set up and stuff. Annie still isn't talking. As you all set up camp, you wait an hour. You wait 2 hours. Wait 3 hours. A teleportation circle doesn't normally take this long to get to work. Like you can see like Annie is starting to get very nervous, and even Castor is starting to look a little weird. And then Castor perks up again. Everyone give me an insight check as they look at Castor.
Do I get advantage because it's Castor?
I'll say yeah.
You lost that
Mm.
advantage.
16. I still know Castor.
Castor, my man! My man just rolled another nat 1 on his deception check.
I don't know.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, cool. So Annie knows it too. Great.
Wait, to be fair, before AJ got the advantage, he also rolled a nat 1.
Mm-hmm.
So did I.
True.
Okay. Wow.
I still would have beat Castor, though.
Yes. Okay. So the only one who doesn't notice anything is is Essa. But you all see like an expression of like panic lit very quickly. It doesn't linger, but it's definitely there. And he responds and he goes, Oberon will not be joining us.
What happened?
We're not entirely sure. When he entered the teleportation circle, something happened. His father saw something that appeared to be some kind of a curse spread through Oberon just as the teleportation was beginning. And he was teleported away, but since he is not here, we don't know where he went.
So he's just
There's
teleported out
Does
randomly in the
anyone here have access to a sending spell?
Oh, did I get sending?
The only person who would is probably T.
So, T, I
Thank
will
you.
say, sending is not on the sorcerer spell list.
Yeah,
However, if you remember,
I still have that scroll.
you have a scroll of sending
I
that
do.
Oberon gave you when he did another similar secret
Bastard
plan
move?
that he
Yes.
didn't tell anyone about. So I will say, sending is not on a sorcerer spell list. However, rules is written, you do not have to have the spell on your spell list to be able to activate a spell scroll. I will say, for my rules, because this is just how it makes sense to me,
Go for it.
to use a spell scroll, you have to have access to spell casting, so people who do not have spell slots cannot use a spell scroll. But if you do have a spell scroll and the spell is for a spell that is not on your spell list, you can still attempt to cast it, but it will require a DC 10 intelligence check to avoid a spell scroll mishap.
Intelligence. Oh no, I'm a dumb bitch. I have to try, right? I have to try. Yes, you horrible try.
Nope.
Yeah, T, like, remembering the scroll of sending, will rummage in her bag, in the bag of holding, and pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I only have one chance at this. Anyone have any requests?
You will get 25 words to say to Oberon.
Mm-hmm.
Find him.
And with that, T is going to try to cast sending.
All right, I just need a DC 10 intelligence check.
Don't be
Do
that
it.
dumb a bitch. Don't be that dumb a bitch.
That is a 20.
Oh.
Unnatural 20, but still a 20.
You
Yeah.
successfully cast sending using the scroll. What 25 words do you want to say to Oberon? Now, keep in mind,
Fuck.
if Oberon is on a different plane of existence, there is a 5% chance that the sending spell fails.
Good to know.
So if
Thank
you don't get a response, it's probably because Oberon is
He's
not
either
in this world.
dead or on another plane.
He may be.
Good.
Hey,
Sorry, what's that,
Hey.
AJ?
hey girl, how's it going?
Hey, bitch.
Hey, bestie.
Hey, bitch.
Hey, bestie.
Okay.
This is joyous to me because I know there's so many mean things Alice wants to put in this, but she can't.
You only have
No,
25 words.
I'll just say them to you afterwards. All right. Oberon. We heard what you did. We know you're missing.
That's 10.
Where are you? Are you safe?
All right, that's 16. You still have 9 words if you want to add
Yeah.
any more.
I'm being very careful.
Fuck you fucking bitch ass whore motherfucker.
That's definitely not what I
Well,
say.
motherfucker is one word, so we can.
No,
True.
you make it 2 words.
You make it 2
Mhm,
words.
mhm,
Emphasize
mhm.
that
With the
fucker.
emphasis,
Mhm.
yeah. Where are you? Are you safe?
Is this happening out like is this as you're casting it? Right?
She's probably saying it out loud. She's never done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Can you get in contact with us after the spell? Anything like that?
Can you
Contact us.
contact us?
That's 20. You still have 5.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking real hard.
I can see the smoke.
You've got the meat of it.
I've got the meat, but see now I'm trying to punch him I'm trying to punch him. I'm trying to punch him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to punch you now.
I will punch your face. No. We won't let you go.
See,
Debatable.
wants a contraction, so it will. We
you.
will not let you. So you don't
Fuck
get the.
you.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I attack
yeah.
the sky.
Oberon, as you're like, it's been like an hour since you've just kind of bamfed into this place. Out of nowhere, you suddenly hear in your head T's sending message, and you have 25 words to respond.
I'm okay.
Allison's face.
Okay.
There was a face that could only be described as, "What the fuck, you fucking liar!"
He's physically okay for
This
now.
man might be in the
Fuck you.
snow, but his
Naked in
pants
the
are
freezing
on
cold?
He's
fire.
not naked.
Not
He's
naked.
Okay.
I just don't have warm clothes. I don't have like
Mhm.
clothes meant for this weather.
he has all his gear,
Um,
so all the
yeah.
magic items he still has them.
I'm missing one magic item. That will be discussed later. I'm okay. Somewhere.
I will say, sorry, Oberon.
Can Oberon do
You
a
can
reasonable
do
deduction?
you can do a history check to try to narrow down where you are.
A 9.
A 9. Your best guess is somewhere north.
I know I'm not in the. That's what I was going to say. Somewhere far north. No. Nobody. 4 miles. Won't contact. Or sorry, not won't. Can't contact. Will survive. Don't worry.
The faces again.
Fucking idiot. Of course we're gonna worry.
What the fuck's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this
Oberon
kid?
says the same. It's like shit. He's like backspace, backspace, backspace. Shit.
Saying backspace and using more words.
Yeah, backspace, 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 backspace. Continue on. Change the world.
Is that going to be it?
No, that's 20. I'm trying to figure out how to put these last to fit what he wants
You're
to say. into
trying
these
to
last
punch
5.
me.
He hit you with the counter.
Oh,
You're not hot.
hey,
There's a tiefling that would beg to disagree.
whack. Your tits whack. Your hair whack.
That's 6.
I hate you.
That
is 6, you're right.
Be safe. Wait, not those two. Sorry. Love you all. At this point, he's like scrambling at the end. He realizes he only has one left, and he's just like, I'll find. That's all.
Mm.
Well, he's somewhere far north. He's alive, but there's no one for miles. Fuck you, deception check.
For those,
I'm sure.
because
I'm
this is an
joking.
audio format mostly, and I don't have the Roll20 screen up right now. Trey did just roll a 19 deception. However, it was countered by Alice's 20 insight. So
Talk
Hell of
about
an Uno
rolling with
reverse card.
rage. Yeah.
I hate you. He's alive, and he says he loves us all.
I do also want to point out, because I'm an evil man, that this is the first time Oberon has said that he loves all of you.
Oh, we noticed.
Mhm.
We noticed.
That's how you want to end.
Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you. Oh, there's
Oh.
definitely like a delicate movie star tear on T's cheek. Absolutely.
Jack, what time of day is it?
So it was very early in the morning when you guys teleported. So I'd say it's like the sun is up at this point. It's before noon though.
All right, we're gonna have to find him. What I know about scrying, Jack, is that fairly common knowledge.
The concept of scrying is something that would be known. However, knowing someone who could do it for you is another thing entirely.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't. None of the goth kids, I don't think, would have access to scrying. But you do have a sending stone that goes to another organization.
There is 2 organizations in mind that I'm just gonna bring up to the group here. We gotta find him, and I think we're gonna need a scry in order to be able to find him and then possibly teleport or make that trek over there.
I don't have any scrolls.
I have 2 ideas. One, Essa, really fucking small world. I'm gonna share this one first. You remember that friend of mine from the academy who I kind of blew up on in the tavern way back in the day? Kanasha? Really cool. Yeah, with the and it's all in Susan.
So I think S knows the name, so he's like, there were 3 of them.
Yeah, the really cool one, really confident.
There were 3 of them.
Yeah, I still thought they were all cool. So like,
oh yeah. Turns out they all have joined the rebellion.
Ah,
So I'm a little bit more pro rebellion now after that, but I think you might need to have a conversation with them at some point. But that is an avenue. If we
When
really
he says that, T's like romance senses are perked up. And she's like, "Oh, bitch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're
Oh,
really
bitch.
cool. Yeah, they're
We're
really
talking
cool.
later."
So that's an option.
Sylvan Edgar's bubbling up like,
Yes.
yes, darling, we do need to talk.
He's like,
I have
spill the
so
tea,
much tea to
please.
spill.
The other option, and the one where I think we might have better luck getting what we need. And I'm still looking at us when I say this. We did what we needed to for planning. We might be able to talk to them. We might be able to get in touch and see if they have anyone with a magical capability to find where Oberon is. And I have a way to connect with him.
Why would they help us?
Because they've helped others in need, from what I could tell. And
we did a big favor for them.
we
Right.
did what was owed after Oberon pulled some shit.
Yeah.
But that means the other deal might still be on the table. I went there with T and I confessed to everything with the goblins. I was ready to stand trial and possibly, as punishment, work with them, work for them, help them with their cause in some way. Oberon pulled some shit where getting to that point of convergence and finding out information became the deal. So I think there might be a way for us to connect with them, possibly start just out of the goodness of our heart to see if they can just let us know where he is. But if necessary, I could play that card if they can get us to know where Oberon is and possibly get us to him.
It's a chance.
I'd really rather not go to the rebellion with everything Essa has shared.
We can keep it as a backup. I still have friends within the rebellion. I can learn where their main, where Kira and the leader would be right now, and we could see about that. But
The Aven cell kind of owes us, but I don't know if that's spread throughout.
I didn't know they were that far in the first place, so I would doubt it. I can
But
reach out to see.
we also need to get Annie safe.
We are heading towards Colic, aren't we?
Right.
There's a chance that
Well, we'll
her
say.
insights.
Sorry. Go ahead. Finish your
There's
thought.
a chance that her insights may be helpful here. She's very powerful.
With a cost, though,
Yeah, I was
from
gonna
what I've
say.
heard.
Well, one of my
Everything
friends.
has a cost.
But
That's true.
it's definitely not. It's another option for sure.
Mm-hmm. So just to make sure I have it, we're like summarize everything. So it looks like you guys have about 3 options right now. Well, I guess 4. First option, talk to Plannin, see if maybe you can work something out to get help from the monstrous alliance. Second option, contact Kanasha and see if you can get further contact with the rebellion. See if they can provide some assistance as far as keeping Annie safe or helping to find Oberon. Option 3, try to find Colic. I will say the Colic is a very risky one because you don't know where she is. You know she's somewhere in the Linnaean Forest. But if you look on the world map, the Linnaean Forest is fucking huge. So you guys will have to do a lot of investigating to try to figure anything out there. And how's everyone doing on rations, by the way?
I have them tracked.
I
We have
imagine
25 rations.
I was going to say, I imagine you all would have stocked up before
Yeah.
doing this, so we can
That's
retroactively
true.
do some purchasing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that is a thing.
Question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have wound rations?
That's something I was also gonna
Did
ask.
Oberon give
That's-
wound rations?
That's probably something that you would have stocked Castor with.
Caster would have
that's
some if because Caster would have packed some rations and stuff for him, Annie, and
I will.
there are like
I
saddle
will
bags
say-
with wound that he could put in.
Yeah, you see, Wound's got saddlebags of supplies. You also see Wound has his original saddles still on him with the bag attached to the side.
Mm-hmm. In your fourth option is just to wander to the north and
best
try to
option.
find Oberon.
The best option, the fuck it we ball option.
I hate you.
Look, just because it worked for you does not mean it's going to work for us.
Well,
Fifth option, fuck them. Right? Let's just go.
Fifth option is say fuck Oberon and you guys do whatever you were going to do if Oberon wasn't here.
I'm all for option number 5.
Oh, hey, yo, let's
Oh,
go.
look,
Hate
I
you.
already made the joke in chat. We got to do the retrieval arc. We can't skip it. It's not filler.
So
Wounds,
It's not a filler arc.
Andy,
Wounds and Elmera and Mastiff, they're literally made the trek.
that is true.
And whose scent would he know better?
I will
Okay,
say it's hard
in
to
the area.
it's hard to track
Yeah,
a
yeah.
teleported person.
that
Because
is
there's
true.
no
The thing
trail
literally
f-
goes right
Yeah,
here.
there's no trail.
But
Yeah.
if we get in the area, one should be a big help.
Mhm.
And I want Annie to be in the conversation too about where she goes to be safe. Because my first thought is whoever we decide to try to work with might be the option, but I also know that can be dangerous. Any option we have is not safe.
Mhm.
Literally none of them
Oh,
are
you
safe.
want to look after this kid?
hey, Colic, we got a kid for you.
No.
And we don't have to pay anything.
Fuck yeah.
No child support.
God damn it.
Yeah. So are you gonna like Annie and Castor have both been kind of like to the side as you all are like talking about all this stuff. Are you inviting Annie to, or are you asking Annie like about her opinion or anything going in?
If the group's cool with it,
Yeah.
I would ask both of them to come in.
Okay. So you
Castor can tell Edgar is in like the battle mode. He's in the tactics mode that he knows.
Mhm.
This is when Oberon and Edgar would not fight. So he's like, all right, we're in the zone. There is no time for fights.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So Castor picks up on that and he says, of the options, as you said, Edgar, none of them are safe. I personally would suggest we go with either this Planin or the Rebellion, both of whom are factions that are targeted to certain degrees by the Empire, certainly, but they are also both factions who have successfully avoided being destroyed by the Empire. They are both people who know how to live within its borders without being destroyed by it. Pollock is certainly a powerful mage. However, as has also been discussed, she can be quite capricious. It's hard to. Sorry?
My mom called her the bitch witch. That was her favorite terminology.
Right. Well, yeah, that would also apply. You see, like he's a little uncomfortable with that, but like he says, like, but like especially with like Annie around, so he goes like,
He drinks that respect women juice.
Yeah, that's right.
It's more like
he hears that and she's thinking
mom,
iconic.
Yeah,
it's
Edgar thinks it was said with praise.
No, absolutely.
Sierra was here for
it's just like to Castor, it's like she's a magical lady who turns people into horrible things. Maybe calling her a bitch, even if it's a term of endearment, might not be the best thing to do. And then and he says like, but and also we have no leads as to how to find her. The option with coming to find her to help Annie in the first place was already a stretch, because we've heard that she's in this forest, but we don't know where in this forest. And to track her, we'd either have to track a witch who does not like being found, or investigate rumors by talking to people and risk exposing ourselves. I would suggest either working with the Planin or the Rebellion. And Annie, like over the time, like she's begun to seem like the shock is starting to wear off, and she says, I don't think a witch would be very nice. And if you've the rebellion seems kind of scary, but if you have already if you've already started working with Planin, and it sounds like he's someone that at least has some respect for you, maybe, or at least enjoys working with you, or wants to work with you.
They might not be. Planning's really awesome. If you get a chance to meet him. There might be a lot of people there, Annie, who are not fans of elves. I just need you to know that if we go this route, okay? They're all monstrous races, so they've been through a lot. But they're good people. And I think they'll see the good in you, too.
Okay.
I'll make sure you stay safe if we go that route, okay?
She nods her head.
I think Planning may be the best place to start.
I second that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edgar, you have that attuned sending stone.
Yeah.
Are you going to use it to contact planet?
Yep. Let me work out what I'm gonna say.
Remind me, it is currently the 25th of this month, right? Because or has it turned over to the 26th now that
I think it would be the 26th now, right?
yes, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So it has been 5 days since you guys 5 days since you guys left Ella Creek.
left. Yep.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna lead off with him by saying we have the information he needs, just so he knows we have to meet. Hopefully, he can find us.
Okay.
Well, I'll just kind of have to see what he says. All right, and I'm gonna start the sending. We have the information near Linane Forest. Can you find us? Do we need to meet you, or can you come to us?
Okay. You get a response back. Acknowledged. Returning to jungle. Have contact that can meet you and lead you to us. Go to river outside jungle. We'll send someone.
Who's got a map? Who's got a map?
I think
I
there's
have
one
a
in the
map.
bag.
I
Yeah.
definitely have a map.
All right.
We're
Never mind.
100%.
Never mind.
Yeah. You pull open the map. You see, you all are on the sort of the towards the western end of the Linane Forest. It will be a while. I'll say you guys can continue using sending to narrow down. He'll give you like exact place where to meet. So the place you are going to meet will be on this tile here, which is 336 miles from your current location.
I did not see a ping.
There should be a
Okay.
line showing up right now.
Nope.
Is it on GM layer?
Oh, yep. Sorry. Let me fix that.
A million times you ping on GM layer, and it's like, where? I'm pinging it.
There we go.
Yep. It will be
Cool.
2 weeks of travel to get there at a normal pace. But he says he'll have a contact to meet you at that river. And that he will be able to lead you through the jungle into where he and the rest of his organization is based.
I'll recap everything to them. So it'll take us about 2 weeks, from what I can tell.
Then we better get started.
All right. So, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just thinking something. Let me message you something.
Yeah.
Go ahead. While I'm
Gotcha.
getting this.
So yeah, you all set off. As you all go, so 14.
Before the first day, I am going to use my other sending stone to contact Kanasha.
Okay.
Just say, hey, something happened to Oberon. When you have the chance, secretly, can you contact Regulus, my dad? See if there's anything you could do to help, but stay safe.
Sure. Yeah, she responds back. Absolutely. I'll do my best. you stay safe too. Yeah, they say
I'll let
that.
people know that I've told Kanasha
All right.
to.
And
I'm
I-
going to look into it from the Empire end.
And I
The
will
city
say,
end.
this sending stone that Kanasha gave you, it's a very basic sending stone. It's a
Mhm.
once a day sending
Once per
stone.
day.
Perfect. Cool.
Um,
After
I can only sext you once a day. I'm sorry.
mhm.
God damn it.
with 25
Damn.
words, Essa does approach it as Edgar says that. He goes, "That's a bit worrying. I trust Kanasha as much as you trust her, but I could expect the rebellion to learn about this, which could be bad for Oberon."
Ken wouldn't say anything unless I told them to. I trust that much. They might have joined up, but they know things like this, especially with Oberon, can be pretty hairy. So I don't think they're gonna bring anything, and will let us know before anything happens.
All right.
I was fucking surprised when they brought it up, man, but it makes a lot of sense for them to go that route.
All right. So you all have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members of your party, including Woon. Large creatures require 4 pounds of food a day. Your water needs you don't have to worry about because you all have the wondrous, wonderful alchemy jug.
That's true.
It's
Listen,
we're too busy
we
using that for
We
mayo.
just mayo. That's it.
I hate you all.
Woon will die if you only feed him mayo.
No!
I will
He
kill this
thrive.
dog.
He will thrive.
Hey, that means we have more meat.
I hate you.
No!
But it's all wiry and tough because he's a battle dog. He's not like a, it's not even worth it.
He's not an
You
eating.
can make
He's not an
that shit
eating
so
dog.
long
for-
enough it
listen.
breaks down.
The story form could chew right through that. It'd be fine.
Damn it.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Annie nightmares.
Yep. So that's 6 times 14. So that's going to be 84 rations you guys are going to have to chew through just to get to this meeting spot, not including Wounds rations.
Good.
I'll just say we
I
can
don't
just.
think we. I don't know how much we would have prepped for. Maybe a week. I don't know.
I would say a week.
Probably.
After a week, you will need to do survival checks to forage, unless you all try to stop by a settlement to buy more rations.
I would, and I'll ask Caster too because I know he's pretty good at the hunting stuff. I will try to hunt before we rest every day as well.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, everyone can, while you're traveling, anyone who wants to can make a survival check to try to scrounge up food. So just subtract whatever gold it requires to pay for all that rations.
Those how many rations?
84 for all the non-dogs. And well, that's 84 for the full length of travel, so half as much if you only had enough rations for 1 week.
42.
42.
And rations are how much?
I don't believe they're too expensive. Let me just double check real
I
quick.
don't know, man.
Like
in this
copper.
economy,
Dude, and like he just said that only for like the non. I got a dog. I gotta.
that's Tauros is a hungry boy.
Cost 5 silver pieces if we're going off the
Yeah, just take
like
the standard
official.
charge.
Okay. 5 silver times 42. I'm not doing that math in
That's
my head.
21.
Thank you,
That'll be
Google.
21 gold. 21 gold.
Yep.
21 gold. I will take that out of party funds.
Okay.
I mean,
And then Woon needs the equivalent of 4 rations a day. So that's 28
He would have been
rations.
packed.
So that's
He
14.
would have probably been packed. Yeah. 14
Okay.
extra
So no worries about Woon's rations then.
30.
At the end of the first day, as you all are making camp, getting ready, Woon will kind of sidle up against you, Edgar. And just like kind of like put a paw on you, but like not in like a threatening or anything like that. Just like to try to get your attention.
What's up, buddy?
He just kind of whines at you and keeps pawing at you.
Okay, something just to get a splinter or something, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
like start checking around him.
As you check around him, you find the bags that are on him. You do see a pack with Oberon's initials like stitched into it.
It's a lot of initials.
Yeah, it's a really long string.
There's an
It's a whole
piece of
name.
there's an extra piece of leather just like stapled onto it.
Yeah.
You might as well just write his fucking name.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's too much.
Doesn't like he calm down a little when I'm
Yeah, once you
near
grab
that
that bag, he like kind of calms down.
Okay, I'll open the pack.
Inside the pack, you find letters addressed to each of the party members.
You fucking whore.
He just
The
burns them.
urge.
He
The
just burns
urge.
them.
The urge to burn them right now.
There's a campfire roaring in the center of the camp.
Do it.
I'm gonna open.
I'll del-
Are they? Is everyone's names on them?
There is one to Edgar T. Toros, Essa, Annie.
Okay. Edgar's gonna hold on to his and Annie's, and he's gonna give them to the others. Say, "I'm not opening mine, but would not be fair if I didn't give you yours."
All right, Trey, would you mind just messaging everyone what those letters are?
Who wants to read them first? Because I can say them out loud.
This is gonna be awful. I'll go first.
Oh, glorious. Let me pull up. I've had these typed, and Zach saw me editing
Called you
his a
out.
little bit, and he
It's
called me out.
fine.
He's like, I wonder what that could be," and I said nothing, and he just posted like the Home Alone kid
Looking
over
over.
the couch.
This fucking lagging.
Oh. Dear Diana, words they escape me at the moment, so I'll just try and do my best. If you're reading this, then that means I ended up staying behind. Aster will tell you most of the plan, but just know that this journey, your journey, will be safer because of this. You probably realize that I'm an idiot, but this idiot's trying to do what he believes is best. You were maybe the person that I relate to the most. Sometimes that living with expectations based off of who you were born to, but you were able to find your own happiness in spite of the blood that runs through your veins. You will always hold a special place in my heart, a dear friend that I could turn to in some of my most desperate hours of need. I think I can finally tell you this now that I won't have to deal with the consequences of it. But for a time, there were thoughts that maybe there could have been something more, but that quickly went away when I realized that there was somebody better for you out there. Someone who could fully devote themselves to you and the changing of the empire. Be the warmth that this party needs, a figure that says the right thing when it needs to be said. I know it's a lot, but please keep an eye out for Annie. Teach her how to be confident and even half the person that I know you are. In little parentheses, but please none of the sex stuff, please. Watch out and never forget that you are one of the most beautiful people I have ever met, inside and out. Be strong and kind. Your friend, Oberon.
How does
Mug
T
and look on your face.
Mhm.
Uh,
How does T react to this letter?
yeah, she. I imagine they all like when they get their letters, if they choose to read them, go off to some sort of little hidey hole to read and not like be in front of everyone. So she's just sitting there by herself and like finishes it, takes a second. Ah. Just kind of has some like ragged exhales to like cuz she's still like with this like loss and all the shit that they've been through. There's a lot of stuff running through her head and just kind of takes a second to breathe with it
Mhm.
um before returning to the camp and probably trying to distract Annie and show her something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
Try to
show
play with
off.
her.
Yeah, you could teach her some mat. Oh, um.
Ooh.
Shut up.
Yikes! Too soon.
Oh well.
The only two things he's good at, magic and sex stuff, and they're both off the table now.
Well. Moving on. So. Who wants their letter read next?
I'll go next.
Okay, for Essa.
Hey,
You're a bitch. That's it.
That's it.
Who dis?
Mhm. New scroll. Who dis?
New scroll, who dis?
God damn it!
Guys.
Dear Essa. Well, we didn't have the closest of relationships in the group. I can still not thank you enough for what you have done. We'll never be able to repay the kindness that you have given me. So instead, think of these actions as my best attempt to do so. I can finally say that I understand what it is that the rebellion fights for. This empire has many bad things about it, and the fact that you had the courage to try and change it inspires my current decision. Be their eyes and ears, watch their back when they can, and always believe in one. You will continue to fight. If the rest of the rebellion change, be more like you, then maybe they have a chance. Never stop trying to be better, and always know that you will have a friend in the Empire. Bring change, your friend.
How's Essa feeling after reading that?
Essa just similar to you, there's just a whirlwind of different emotions and thoughts and just everything going on. So I don't think he can necessarily process the letter right now. He just reads it and there's just this there's really not a look on his face at all. It just kind of remains neutral as like he takes it in and it just kind of joins the conglomerate of everything running through his head right now.
Very fair. And now we have a big boy Tauros. Tauros, do you read the letter?
It takes him a while, especially after Edgar's like, "Well, I'm not gonna." Read Tor's like, "Oh, maybe I should read mine. That's what cool guys do." Oh, like like this kind
That's
of a
what.
sentimental thing. Maybe I should open it. He's like really trying not to like look at it as he's sharpening his sword. He's looking over. And he's like, "No, no, 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 fuck it." And he's gonna read it.
Uses his sword to open the letter.
Yeah, it's a big old letter opener.
It just reads, "I knew you were one of the good ones."
You're my favorite, and it was by a lot.
Horns up.
All right.
Become horns. No. Taurus. There's not much that I can say that would do you justice. At this point, you realize that I chose to stay behind and ensure that you all will not be followed. I'll try to make it sure that your all of your happiness can far outlast my own. Know this, Tauros. I've never been more ashamed than to realize that the great atrocities that my people put you. There are honest criminals and murderers who give the orders to persecute you and your kind. And for that, I'm sorry. I can only hope this apology and my actions show that not everyone in the Empire is like that they have the capacity to change. You embody what it means to truly fight for justice. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to be there when you finally find a god worthy of you. Be their strength. With me gone, I'm entrusting their safety to you. Be there for them and watch each other's backs. I believe that you and this party will do amazing things and never stop fighting for what is right. I will never forget the small moments that we had and never forget how much you helped. Farewell, Paladin of Justice, not Madir. Remember never to forget respect yourself. For glory, for friend Oberon.
Here's like a, it's he's rereading over all this. He's not as fully mad at Oberon staying behind. Like his initial thoughts were like, damn, that's fucking brave. Like that takes a lot. Like it wasn't mostly like out of like what the fuck has he done? Why would he do that? It was more of like a holy shit, he did it type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very like he's mostly just like out of respect been like, yeah, he made the hard choice. That's something that's really hard to do. I could never. But reading this, there's like this really he feels this kind of like warmth like in his chest that he just kind of like it causes like a small smile to appear on his face. And he very neatly kind of like folds it back up and will just keep it in his pocket. And like the smile doesn't really leave as it usually does as he kind of continues to sharpen his sword.
All right. And Edgar, I'm guessing you're not giving the letter to Annie?
No, so he definitely puts his away. He's not reading it. He's just holding it and pacing around for a while. And he's like, "Fuck it, I have to." And he's gonna go up to Annie at some point later on because he probably thought about this for like an hour. And then he's just gonna walk up to Annie at some point, like give a nod to Castor to be like, "Can we have a minute?"
Mm-hmm.
And then just sit down next to her.
Yeah, Castor will step away for a bit. You sit down with Annie, and she is sitting next to you, and she's just like, "So, it was my grandfather?"
I'm sorry that I'm sorry, Annie. I'm just fucking sorry for all of this. But yeah, when we came to save you, we found out and broke Oberon's heart, as I'm sure it's breaking yours. It really sucks that this has happened to you.
But he did it,
But
right? Like, he made it so that we're safe?
yeah, and we're gonna make sure we get him back so he's safe too. 'Cause he's gonna be right here with us.
Yeah. Tears well up, and she, like, kind of hugs you, like, leans into a hug, and it's just like, I really don't want him to die.
He won't. He won't. I'm gonna make sure of that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he wrote a bunch of letters to all of us. He wrote one for you too. He wrote one for me. I'm not gonna read mine because I'm gonna make him say all that shit to my face. But if you want to read his, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I want to read it.
Once you're done, just let me know. I think I think you should hear all the crazy stuff we've gotten up to since we went out on this adventure. Gotta catch you up since you're now in the adventuring life. So I'll tell
She
you some stories after.
she kind of chuckles a bit, wipes the tears, and then reads the letter. And you know what, Trey? I'll let you decide if you want to read the letter to Annie to everyone, or if that's just going to be something that only I get
I think
to
for
know.
right now, that's something only you get to know.
Cool. Just message that to me.
Okay. So to be honest, I had it and then I lost it because I sent you a Discord message and it like completely wiped over it. So I will get that to you. I will get that to you.
It just says, "Oh shit, forgot to write this one." Reminder to write this letter.
Reminder: write letter to sister after I go off to my death.
Plot twist, all
Also,
the note. All the
I
note
just
says
love
is
the thought of
magic. All it says is magic
love-
skill issue.
Mm-hmm.
underscore. No,
Who sucks at magic now?
I just love the thought of Edgar being like, "We're going to get him safe." Meanwhile, he's holding like a dagger behind his back, like that.
With fingers crossed, there's just a dagger in between it,
We'll get him safe, and then I'll kill him.
and you can help.
Would you like that, Annie?
Mm-hmm. All right. You all take your rest.
So
I will say there is one more thing in the bag.
Yes. What is left in the bag, Trey?
There is. Well, actually, I should say two things. There is all of what remains of Oberon's wealth, which is 20 gold coin.
Woo!
Okay.
Woo, baby, let's go.
Does Edgar turn that over to party wealth?
That's 40 rations.
Yeah,
Okay.
we eat it.
Woo!
And
And the hefty hammer is in the bag.
Woo, thank
What
God.
the fuck? How did I not notice this?
damn, this thing was so fucking heavy. How did I not realize?
We're just like, get this fucking thing off me, please.
What's
That's
Wound's
why he was
strength?
whimpering.
Mm-hmm.
Wound's got like 18 strength.
Okay, he could barely use the hammer. Okay, good.
All right.
Put it in his mouth, he uses like a war
I'm gonna drag it. T, do you have the bag of holding?
Oh shit!
Wait,
yeah.
Tauros, do you want this?
I can't wield it yet.
All right, cool.
I
I'm a
need more
10
game.
strength. I'm struggling.
The only one who can wield this right now is Caster. He has a 20 strength.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get toys. He does not get
He doesn't
presents.
get.
I mean, he has his own sword still. So,
No.
like, Oberon gave back the
That's
sword
true.
of Pollux. So,
That's true.
So that night, I'm going to basically recount all the adventures, hoping this kind of distracts Annie.
yeah.
Just with a bunch of stuff we've gone through.
I'll say because T is also trying to like help Annie to feel better and distract her and stuff. I'll let you both decide who wants to make a performance check with a help
Hi.
action.
I wonder.
I wonder.
Edgar.
He starts
Up there, buddy. Performance.
Performance with advantage.
I have a +7.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 21.
21. Not bad. Yeah, you spin a good story. Now, when you say you tell everything, do you include all the shit that went down with the goblins in Ella Creek and Fort Durgan?
Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we
Nah.
ball.
We're not
Oh,
gonna
We do
When-
the sanitized children's
doing-
storybook version.
We're gonna do the next version now.
It.
Edgar's gonna tell her there's more to this that I want to tell you later because you're gonna be meeting planning. But for now, let me tell you
Yeah.
the good stuff, basically.
All right. Well, yeah. So you all have your rest. You tell your stories.
I'm also gonna reveal to her that I am a sword. I'm gonna show
Okay.
her.
Yeah. You show her. What do you do to show this to her?
Do my damnedest to get
He just
to
whips
make-
it out.
I try to make like a bone butterfly, like try to make like the wings out of some of my fingers.
Yeah. Give me a Constitution check. I think that's what I
That'd
made
be
you do
laughing.
for Kanasha,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
That's a nat one.
So you go
God damn
to
it.
try to make like a bone butterfly, and as you like focus, your metatarsal just kind of juts out like from like through. You're holding your palm side up, but the metatarsal goes up through the center of your palm. And she goes,
Think something interesting. God, don't look.
Interesting.
uh, but she sees that and she goes, okay.
Yeah.
But so it's okay that that's. She looks very conflicted, because she's someone who was raised up in the Empire. She was the favorite granddaughter of her grandfather. But you are also someone who's been a very important person in her life. So she looks very conflicted, obviously fully trusts you, but just doesn't know exactly. But she has also been through a lot of stuff that puts in perspective all the things that she was taught by the Empire. So give me an insight check real quick. 15? She looks very conflicted. She's a child. She doesn't exactly know, but she's also... You get the impression that she's a little scared at first, but she trusts you. She thinks of you like a brother. And just let that sink in for everyone.
Oh, yeah, trust it.
And you know that eventually this will be something that she will be okay with.
When that happens, I do my damnedest to put it away. I'm going to be like, I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned a lot about the other people in this group. And one thing that I've learned when we got out of Avon and went to other places is there's so much to learn that maybe we weren't allowed to learn while we were in the middle of the Empire. It's a lot of really cool stories out there, and I'm going to look over at Tauros as this is happening. If it wasn't for getting tieflings off of the monstrous classification, I would not have made one of my best friends right over there. And so I'm hoping with some time we can get people like me to get the same thing, to be able to tell our stories. Because you're lucky I get to tell you them right now, but I really want everyone to learn more about it.
Yeah, give me a
Cool.
little persuasion check with advantage.
Double that once, baby. 13.
13. Better than the 5 that was the other roll. Yeah, you see, she's not fully comfortable just yet, but you can tell that it is something that it won't take very long for her to get over this. Tauros, can I get a little perception check from you real quick?
I would too. Oh boy.
12? Okay, you guys are sitting around the campfire. I was just hoping you would get a nat 1 so you just see Edgar point at you and just mumble something to Annie. But no.
With the bone still sticking out because Edgar hasn't gotten it fully in.
You little bitch.
Look at him smiling while he's sharpening his sword. What a fucking idiot. No, yeah. So unless there's anything else anyone wants to do on this first night, all right, night passes uneventfully. At the start of the day, on your second day, Oberon, I will need you to whisper roll me a survival check.
On it.
And Oberon will continue to do this. Every day now, just as a little fun treat that I will get to know, and Trey will get to know, and none of you will get to know.
Jack's gonna text
because no one's around him?
Jack's gonna text Trey at like 3 a.m. be like, survival check now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
you have 10 minutes or he's dead for good.
I will say,
You up?
So you all make your way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well,
As
actually,
we're
you're
walking,
closer to this.
As we're walking, if at any point we can spot any game or any tracks of game, I'm gonna try to.
All right. Yep. So just this is day 7. You all have done you're through all of your rations. I will need, starting now, I will need survival checks to try to get food.
Is anyone else good at this? Because I could probably use some help here.
I do not have
So
survival.
survival isn't necessarily just hunting. It could also be foraging. It's the spring right now, so there's not like there are like berries and mushrooms and things like that you all can find.
Can I ask you a question, Jack?
Mhm.
Knowing that our rations are coming to an end, like on the last day we have them, could I use my Whisper of the Dead to swap that proficiency from perception to survival?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All
I'll do
right.
that.
Okay. Cool. So I will say Castor does not have a great survival, but he will help to try to forage.
Cool.
I
All
have
right.
a +3 now with this.
Cool.
I have a
Day
+1.
So day 8 survival checks. That was an 18 from Castor.
Ooh.
God damn it.
16.
16 from Essa, 3 from Edgar. Yeah, you guys find enough food for the day. Day 9.
Yeah, AJ rolls have been on point today.
I did. I helped, guys. Don't worry. As I come back with some leaves.
He was pretty good last session, so this is karma.
13.
There we go.
All right.
Damn.
Good for day 9. Day 10.
Fuck.
Oof.
Day 10's.
Wait. Something happens during this day that Edgar doesn't fully understand how or why it occurs. And as he's out foraging and he's missing what he's trying to get, some kind of glowing energy just occurs at this point, and I'm gonna add 2d4 to this.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
So that's a 16 now.
Okay.
You bastard. I know what this is.
Yeah.
What?
You so Edgar, you're out foraging. You are just not finding anything. It's like you find berry bushes, but they've already been like picked and foraged from like wild animals that have come through. And you are like desperately searching, and then like you said, like this sort of magical energy kind of emerges from you, and you're not entirely sure. But as you do, you feel like this compulsion to double check a bush you'd already neglected, and you find that on the other side of it, and like kind of within the bush itself, instead of like right out on the outside, there are a whole bunch of berries and stuff that you just happen to overlook.
I have a moment where like I feel like I'm not alone in a creepy way, and then not alone in like a comforting way, and then I just kind of like shake that off. But this is definitely a weird thing that Edgar's gonna think about later.
Okay.
And it's back to the creepy way.
We're gonna cope with that later.
Mhm.
That's a later
That's okay.
conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was day 10. Day 11.
15.
11.
All right. 15. That's good. This is group survival check, so like we're all set. Day 12.
9.
All right. We're still good. Caster got a 15. Day 13.
14.
So day 13, unless you can do something like that again, Edgar, you all will have to go
I
a day
can.
without food. Okay?
I can. Because these are new days. So that's a 17.
Perfect. That was enough.
Alright. When it happens again, I'm gonna go to the magic people
Mhm.
that day. Be like, hey, something weird keeps happening.
Oh?
So this happened a couple times where I'm kind of doing a really bad job, and then something happens, and then I know exactly where to look, and I feel like someone's like guiding me, or something is guiding me. I don't know. It feels really weird. I feel like someone's
Someone.
there, or something. I don't know.
That's outside of my purview.
Can I roll a religion check on that type of thing?
You can do a religion check. You can also do an arcana check, anyone who wants to.
Try. I think this is more Taurus' shit, but I'll try.
I mean,
8. This is Taurus' shit?
All right.
15.
15. So Tauros, you try. I'll say like this is you like using your divine sense. You're trying to like
Mhm.
search him.
Yeah.
You don't notice anything necessarily divine coming from Edgar. However, you do notice. I'll say. I'll say T. Even with it's only an 8, so you don't get anything specific, but you do notice there is something different about Edgar. And normally, like you've known him to do crazy things with his like blood hunter stuff, but that's like part of like some strange ritual he did with the rest of the goth kids. uh However, what you're sensing off of him now is not really part of that ritual, but you do get some sort of magical feeling or energies coming from him.
Cool. You're
Someone's got their hand in a whole new magic cookie jar.
yeah.
What?
There's a different flair to you, arcanically.
Uh, how does that happen? I didn't study anything.
Neither have I, and look where I am.
Shit.
So, all right. I want to freak you out with this, but there are stories and tales of tieflings like me. When a tiefling, I've only heard super basic tales of this. I haven't really looked into it, but it is said that tieflings come about from uh this kind of energy being near it, their ancestors or them. Um, Energy kind of like what we came across in the caves. That kind of weak area where freaky things come through into our world. And we weren't there for very long. I don't know anything much about this, but being near that source of energy could have maybe changed you, maybe awakened something. Again, this is super theoretical. I've when I was younger, I was a little curious about it because you see me, but I didn't look into it because I just accepted my fate. But I've heard stories of people being changed by this kind of energy, and maybe being near something so powerful might have jostled you. This is
Okay.
just my brain.
Fuck. All right.
Does the
I don't think it's
presence
bad.
feel malevolent?
It felt weird at first, but then nice.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. I just felt like I didn't want to fuck up, right? I didn't want to mess this up, and so I kind of willed it in a way.
Huh.
Um. So how do I check? What do I do? Can I fire?
I'll say you can give me an arcana check.
Okay. 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 Uh, 6.
oh, buddy.
There's something there. Like you can feel it. There is something different to you.
Mhm.
It might take some time at camp to like trying to focus on it to like really understand what's going on though.
Crazy idea. So probably not the same thing, but when I was figuring out the Asori shit, it only worked when I was being attacked. Could we try Tauros trying to stab me?
Yeah.
Maybe we start with punching.
I don't know. That's not that dangerous. But fine, fine.
There's always the chance that you could try to commune with whatever
I don't know.
presence this
That's
is.
really not my style.
All right, hit each other.
Try.
Doris, do you want
Hey,
to?
Annie, want to watch them
Yeah,
beat each other up?
Doris, you going to make an
he
unarmed
will.
strike?
He'll kind of roll his shoulders, just like, all right, we're just going for a basic hit, all right. Even if it We're not
You
trying
don't
to hurt
divine
you right
smite
now.
this, you're a pussy.
We're
Right.
not trying to hurt this as the gauntlets start to glow.
Unarmed strike. So that's
Unarmed
strength plus
strike, it's
proficiency.
He does the Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible, like shoulder load.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
That's
a 21. Now I do believe that would
That
beat Edgar's
would
armor
hit.
class.
But
no,
Edgar,
that's just my base strength.
that increases because of his proficiency.
Oh, right. So that
yeah,
goes up
that's
to a
so what is that?
24.
24.
4.
Yep.
Okay, so that would hit. But Edgar is going to tell himself, don't let the bones do it. But if there's a way to will it like you willed with the survival checks for him to help defend himself, he is.
Yeah. So, Edgar, you're focusing. You're like, I don't want this to. You tap into that same energy that you felt during those survival checks. You're not tapping into your Asori heritage. You're tapping into something else, some new wellspring of power that's emerged within you. And you cast Shield. And as Taurus, you go for a punch. You know this will hit. At the split second before your fist makes contact with Edgar, an arcane barrier pulls up, and your fist just bounces right off of it.
Yep.
Somebody's a caster.
That's magic.
I wish it had just worked and it had gone through and still
You just
punched
broke through the shield.
I broke through the shield and punched him to the ground.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Welcome
That's
to the
fucking
club.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah, you should go tell Annie. Annie, I can do magic.
yeah, this is really fucking awkward. See, I might need some lessons at some point.
Oh, you're going to need more than lessons.
I can
Alright.
You're
help.
going to have to figure
Help you
out
with
how
some-
you got this.
I can help you kind of meditate a little bit to
Mhm.
see if you can figure
That
out
would be
what this
great.
is.
Yeah.
If it's something channeling through you.
All right. Well,
Mm.
absolutely. You all, from now on at camp, absolutely, Edgar will be able to start training, trying to form more of a connection to this energy. Last day of journey, just some need the survival checks. All right. Yeah, we're all good. So the last day of the journey. It is now the 9th of Midian, in the year 1000. As you all arrive at the river, you look around. For a second, you don't see anyone. You're like right at like across the riverbank from where you approached. You see the Fledaean jungle. You can see the trees, the vines, everything. You can, even from not standing near it, you can feel like the muggy, humid air as you get closer to this hotter spot of the world. You look out at the river. You don't see anyone for a second, but then emerging from the trees, holding a little box with them, you see Trey. Would you describe your new character, please?
You bitch.
I knew it.
So what you see is Oberon. No, I'm just kidding.
You.
Oberon's a zombie now.
Yeah. What you see is a figure in like complete full scale mail, completely covering them from head to toe, like these a bunch of like silvers, but then also like deep like reddish colors going across it, standing about like about 5'10", 5'11". You see the armor completely covers them. You see gauntlets that don't really match the rest of the armor. Like they're almost like just this like shiny almost like brass color that like are completely different in like material and color from the rest of his armor. The hands down most noticeable thing about him though is a full helm on his head that you see is enclosed in the front. You can't make out any facial features. Spikes that almost seem to like have like a just like a dull yellow color to them, but the faceplate has closed at the front and resembles a dragon's maw.
That's fucking cool.
That's the coolest fucking thing I've ever heard, dude. Come
Yeah, that's hot.
And you see, like, as they emerge from the tree line, like, you see the helm go to your direction, and from the box, you see them, like, toss it out, and you see that it, like, gradually unfolds and becomes like a rowboat. Um,
Like
and you
these
see that he's
legends.
got, and, like, hops in the rowboat and just begins, like, actually, hold up one second. Thing I can do that would. Um, cool. But yeah, just like begins rowing over, and once they get to the other side, like, the bag shore, walk up to you all, and gives a look up and down. You hear, like, kind of muffled through the helm, like, but like still audible. Just used a lot that Planon sent me to find.
That would be us.
Care to identify yourself just so I can make sure.
Edgar, and I think that you know Essa. This is our party.
I believe they might also have tea. Or Tiana.
Right, Tiana.
You see, like, the head tilt to the side as if thinking, can I give a quick insight check to the party, Jack?
Absolutely.
we roll deception.
Are we lying?
That's a nat 20
28.
insight. Yeah.
God damn.
You know without a doubt.
+8. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. They, you know without a doubt, they all match the description of the people you were told to find. They all gave the names of the people you were told to find. There's some more people than you would
And wasn't
necessarily
expected.
especially the giant dog was something not expected, but the foldable boat will be able to accommodate everyone.
Yeah, sees the dog, like, and is looking over, and he's like, or more people than we were expecting.
Yeah,
All
sorry.
right. We can work with it. And he's going to, like, take the boat, and, like, it almost looks like he grabs it and rips it apart, but you notice as he rips it out, the boat further expands out, becomes like a 10-person, like, barge now. As he, like,
Can we
rips it
have
apart.
it'd be massive, but like a sidecar for one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no,
Sure.
but it
Aw.
is accommodating.
Artists, get on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Are you like asking this, or is this purely out
No,
of
it's
character?
out of game.
Alright.
Out of
Well,
game.
Gotcha.
and I think with that, that'll be.
I was just going
Oh,
to
sorry?
do one thing real
Go ahead.
quick. He just goes and he goes, "Oh, right, this thing's still on." And you see he kind of like reaches like around like his chest piece, and he like pulls down like almost like a top section of the breastplate. And as he does, you see the two halves of the dragon helm split apart and go down, become like shoulder pauldrons. And you see there is a half orc man with like these glowing like gold eyes as he looks to y'all. Name's Finn. I'm taking you to the jungles then.
And with that, we'll end this episode of Dice Age.